Whoa, she is so lucky, a fangirl lamented. He is so handsome, I wish I was her, another spoke. I don't know what he see in her, he could do better, one scorned. He's better off with her, another chipped in. I missed you. Misun hugged her tightly, but she barely responded. She didn't understand why she... Oh, sorry. Chinsun wasn't a fan of public love, she prefers everything private. Chinsun, I gotta go. Bae slinked away into the mist of the cheering fangirls. Misun removed his hoodie and covered Chinsun. Being pretty was really a pain, he thought. He held Chinsun by the hand and walked away. Chinsun fidgeted, so Minsun let her go and led the way. At least no one will see us here. Minsun looked at her. She shyly looked on the floor. Shy, how cute, he stepped forward as Chin backed away. Shit, she was cornered now. Minsun kissed her softly. His lips were soft, but hers were softer. He paused to look at her. Chinsun blushed really hard, he smirked, and deepened his kiss. Tongues locked in a fierce battle, sucking and biting was allowed. Misun left her lips red and swollen to kiss down her neck. She was horny, true, but why doesn't she feel the sparks and excitement that comes along with it? A thought of Baekhyun crossed her mind and she moaned. Minsun paused in excitement. 2 years of dating, Chinsun suppressed her moaning when kissing, but today she let it out. Fuck, he was excited and damn horny right now. Minsun carried her and nuzzled her fiercely. Legs wrapped lock around his waist, arms around his neck. Chinsun was embarrassed and in shock. She moaned. Yes, by why wasn't it not for Misun? Misun, stop it, please. He let her down, and she faced the wall in embarrassment. Misun smiled. He was happy, but how was he going to deal with the tent Ju made? What was she thinking? Letting Bai convince her that this transformation would impress Professor Jimin? Jimin looked at her with a mix of confusion and surprise. I want to be your TA. As Baekhyun made his way towards the robotics lab on the other side of campus, a girl in baggy pants raced towards him, calling out, Hey, Baekhyun! She came to a stop, panting and clutching her knees. Baekhyun glanced at Eunwoo, a petite girl with silver-rimmed glasses. She was a charming yet simple belle, with curly brown hair, puppy-like eyes, a cute nose, plump cheeks, and red lips. Her preference for baggy pants and cozy hoodies over prim skirts and stylish attire showcased her boyish nature, but also hinted at her wealth. Hey, why so cold? She bumped her shoulder on his arm. Baekhyun ignored her. She was nothing but a nosy talker. Anyway, in case we get a group assignment, I'm your team member number 2. With that, she sauntered away. Chinsun finally reached the 3rd floor of the computer science department. Ha! She was dead tired. Jimin made her carry books from his office, following him about. She looked ahead and spotted him talking to one of the lecturer. She trudged towards him. Professor Jimin took a glimpse of Chinsun as she approaching and walked further away, whilst holding a conversation with the lecturer. Chin groaned and stumbled with the books scattered at the entrance of a lab. She picked the books and looked inside. Several students were assembling. She saw a robotic hand waving at her. She smiled, about to wave when she saw Baekhyun holding the controls. Her heart wavered and began pounding in her chest. She felt blood rushing to her face. What was this feeling? Hey, look, the boys noticed her. Getting excited, some flushed, Baekhyun looked up to see what the commotion was about, and suddenly looked at the door, but there was no one there. He shook his head. Chin's face was red and hot. Baekhyun waved at her. She was confused, shocked, and excited as well. She didn't notice and bumped into a boy. Chin fell on him and gaped. She bumped into Jihoon, popular playboy. Jihoon bit his lip in pain, almost cursing when he saw a beautiful girl in his arms. Shared a look until Chin felt his hand sliding lower her back and she stood up, riled. Jihoon tried to apologize, but Chin was too annoyed to listen and stormed off. She entered the lecturer's common room, only to see a stack of books waiting for her at Professor Jimin's table. Chin muttered rude remarks. Achoo! Bai sneaked suddenly. Was someone saying something about her? Jimin walked in later in afternoon to see Chinsun sleeping peacefully. He slammed another pile of papers on the table. Chinsun woke up abruptly and jerked up at the sight of Jimin. Sorry, sir, she said, embarrassed. Sleeping on your first day of trial? He said sarcastically. You leave only if you finish, he intoned. Chin blinked a tear of frustration away when she saw the pile. Everything or forget about being my TA? She nodded, and Jimin smirked for the first time, in satisfaction. Minsun called Chin the 13th time, but no answer. What was wrong? He wondered, whilst walking to her department for the 2nd time. Minsun became agitated. What was happening to his girlfriend? And why was she ignoring his calls? She has never behaved like this before. Chin stretched. Finally, she was done. She looked at her phone. Oh no! She missed Minsun's calls, and it's 9 already. She rushed out of the building, fortunate the exit wasn't locked. Her mom was going to kill her. Her only chance of going home early was passing through the alley. She was scared but feared her mom's outburst more. Brave or not, she had to go. She hugged herself, shivering from the cold, or maybe fright, and her short skirts weren't helping. 2 thugs popped out of nowhere and hovered around her. Well, what do we have here? They grinned, looking at the beautiful skin below her skirts.